All right, people. I am. How y'all doing? It's been a while since I did a video over here on this channel here. It's called Work. I really didn't prepare myself to doing a video over here, but all I can say is that I get a joy out of working. I get a joy out of. I take pride in what. Not only a joy, but I do take pride. I guess loving to work it would have if you love something, it comes along with pride. You know what I mean? But I guess they can be differences, but I think there might be some similarities. You tell me what you think. You tell me if you loving to work versus taking pride in it. If you love to work, it should be loving to work, and taking pride in it. I want you all to tell me if you think I'm pretty sure it's the same. Loving to work, if you love to work, I think they similar. I think, in my opinion, there is some similarities there. You can love to, once you love to work, because that would be like me saying, if I love my wife, well, I'm not married. I'm just this is all hypothetical. If I said that right. Uh, this is just up a make believe. If you really love your wife, like if I say I love my wife, that's a sign and an indication that I really and truly takes pride, and you will also have to take pride in something that you love. When you think of somebody that you love, what do you think of? That I think that's the question that I needs to ask, and I think I'm gonna put it back on my first account. When you think of having a passion to do something, Uh, I don't know if they are the same. Maybe they are. Having a passion about something, meaning that it has to be some kind of form of chemistry there. It has to involve around the word love. If you love something or if you love somebody. I'm gonna get some of the people that I grew up with is to explain that to me and see. Matter of fact, tomorrow would be a good time. I think I'm gonna the people that I grew up with. I'm gonna ask them what do they think of. Do they think love? And I'm pretty sure that the question will get answered. They can answer the question for me. Does love and loving to work? Let's say, like, if I have a habit of, if I say, like I said in the video, that I love to work. I love to work, which I do. Is that a form of taking pride in what you're doing? Are they similar? Are they similar? Or is there a bit difference or slightness or differences in what I'm saying? I want you to tell me if you think that this make any sense. If you comparing these two together, do they all mean the same thing? Can you take taking pride in what you do versus I love to work? Because you hear a lot of people say that they love to work, but is there another thing? And is it one thing to say, oh, I love to work, but it's another thing to say I take pride in it? Is there differences or is there similarities in what I'm saying? You tell me what you think, because I don't know. I would love to get other opinions about it, and that's what I'm trying to do. This channel here, I named it this here for a reason, because I try to put all of my things separate in what I talk about on my website. I have a website that I talk about black love. On this website, I'm just talking specifically about work. So when you think of work, what do you think? Like if somebody tell you, I love to work. I love to work. When you go to work, what do you think of? What does work mean to you? Does it mean you, I don't know. When you think of work, you think of somebody that, when I think of work, I think of, what do I think of? Let me see, what can I think of when I think of work? What do I think of when I think of work? When I think of work, people, I'm gonna tell you my honest thoughts. I think of responsibility. I think of being independent when I think of work. I think of work as being independent. I think of work as you don't have to rely on somebody else. When I think of work, you know what I mean? When I think of work, I also think of a person that is not lazy. Um, when I think of work, I think of you what? It's something that is good to like for exercise, because you're working your limbs at the same time, and I guess that might be a good reason to take pride in work, and I guess the reason why I love working is because I love being you feel like a champion, like when I think of work, it reminds me of that you did it. You the man. You didn't have to depend upon somebody else to give it to you. You went out and you depended upon yourself is to get what you need. You think of a many things. When I think of work, I think of also somebody that's I don't know. Let me see if I can think of something else. You think of somebody that is man enough or woman enough is to go out and get what they need themselves without having to rely upon anybody. When I think of work, I think of all of those things. I think of a real man, I mean a real woman or a real man, a real woman or a real man, whether you're male or female. I think of when I think of work, I think of somebody that actually just you the man, you know what I mean? You the woman, you know what I mean? I think of respect. I think of, because I guess people admire your work, you know what I mean? They admire you when you get up and you go to work. People is not going to admire you when you're lazy. If you are a lazy person, don't look for somebody to give you a pet and say good job, or who cheer you on. They're not going to cheer you on. You know what I mean? So I'm going to come back and I'm going to talk more about that word work. And I want you all to give me the real true definition of what does work. What does, when you think of the word work, WORK, when you think of work, what do you think of? What goes to your mind? I gave you some of I tried to come up with as many definitions, many thoughts as I possibly could. I thought of somebody that's, I think of you ain't you're not trying to rely upon somebody else to do it for you. Those are the things that it may be a weird thinking, but that's how I think. That's what I'm thinking. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Now I want you to tell me, put something in the comment section and tell me if you think it's wrong the the way I'm saying it. I don't know. You give me your thoughts. That's all I'm doing. I'm waiting on you all's thoughts. All right, I'm out.